How many people in this group, whoever joined, read the books daily? Can give thumbs up. Ruchita. Anybody else read the book? Ankurji, I think you also read the books, isn't it?
I read the books, but not giving thumbs up because not reading daily.
I
That's
see.
why.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, I think I mean yeah, it's a good practice. What happens is that after this session, right,
Mm.
I was always reading books before going to bed, but after this session, I always feel very,
Okay.
kind of sleepy. So,
I see. I see.
which is good, and yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hello. Namaste, Shilji. Welcome. All right, everyone, let's get
Namaste,
started.
namaste. I agree with Ankurji.
Mm.
I always feel better, and thank you for this time. I know it's late, but it really is very helpful. It keeps us going and sleep well.
Yeah, yeah. 1 minute. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Uh, also, oh,
Lakshmi ji, sorry, go ahead.
um, I think Ruchita also wanted to ask a question. I don't know,
No, no.
but yeah, for the past 2 weeks, I'm not able to focus on my breath, and it's like I'm regressing. And like during meditation, I feel very sleepy.
Yeah, that's
Um,
normal. If you are
and
sleep. Mm.
yeah, and after that, I have difficulty. Like after the session, I'm awake. So it's like switched, and that's one of the reason I'm not able to
Mm.
focus on my breath because I'm feeling so sleepy.
Mm. Yeah, that's normal. Sleeping is normal. Yeah. See, Shilji also saying that's normal. Yeah, Ruchita.
Also, I think just adding to that, sometimes that happens with me also. During the session, I start feeling kind of, like I feel like I'm dozing off.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I finish, I feel awake. I feel alert
Mm.
because my body has rested. So the one thing that I have used to help me, break out of that is I do the Ho'oponopono prayer. So that always helps me sort of go back into that meditative state and helps me sleep. So I try to do like 108, but whatever works, maybe just try that technique. So
Mm.
it will bring you back to that level of, meditative state in your mind. So it'll help you sleep. And the other thing I was going to say about the books, like, we were talking about reading daily.
Mm.
And I also feel like these books are not light reading. This is
Yeah.
not like a table side book. These books tend to be very, very heavy.
Yeah.
So even if you don't read them every day, but you do read it and spend some time reflecting, it's not necessary to be, reading it every day. It is more important as what you take away from it and what you can apply.
True, true. Very true, actually. Some books I cannot move forward, like, cannot read more than 2 pages because they're very, very heavy.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Like
The,
Autobiography of a Yogi,
mm,
it's a very challenging book to read, especially because it's not applicable to our times. So a lot of things you are like, I am not able to understand. Let me just read this. So reading 2 pages takes time.
yeah,
So it doesn't matter if you don't do it every day. The important thing is to just progressing.
yeah, make practice of it at least. Yeah, true. All right. So today's topic is about Swadhyaya. Let's get into it. So what is Swadhyaya? The importance of reading books. So we'll get deeper into the subject. So Patriji recommends strongly, he encourages to read the book. Reading good books is the greatest spiritual practice after meditation. That's what Patriji says. And Patriji, four pillars actually. He's the founder of PSSM, if anybody doesn't know. And he has a four pillars in the PSSM. Number one is meditation that we are doing every day. And number two pillar is Swadhyaya, reading spiritual books daily, the essential companion to meditation that feeds the intellect with light. So that is the second pillar he put it. third is vegetarian, and four is a service. So he was emphasizing to read the right books, right spiritual books, along with the meditation, along with the vegetarianism, along with the service. So let's get deep dive into why Swadhyaya, why reading books is very, very important. So, what is Swadhyaya? Swadhyaya in Sanskrit, Swa means self, Adhyaya means study. It's nothing but self study, a sacred self study through reading. So, books are the best friends. A good book is equivalent to a great master sitting beside you, talking to you. That is why I think, as Ruchita said, some books are very, very heavy because the master's energies, the master's, whatever the journey they have gone through, the experiences they have gone through, very, very higher level experiences they put in their books. So when we are reading that book, their energy is so high, their wisdom is so high. And that is why, like, it will take some time to catch that stuff. So even I experienced it with a couple of books that where I cannot progress. Sometimes I cannot even progress with that book and I kept it aside. Maybe some other later time I will read it again. Or like, sometimes I cannot move on after two pages because I feel so heavy because every book, every master's book, write books, especially autobiography of yogi or like Rampa's books, they carry so much heavy wisdom, heavy energies. So those are very, very important. And let's get in. What is the classical meaning of Swadhyaya? In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Swadhyaya is the fourth niyama, a personal spiritual discipline of studying sacred texts to know the self. It is not for others, it is for self study, for ourselves, to realize ourselves, to know about ourselves through master's books. And Patriji expanded on Swadhyaya. He, he says that Swadhyaya beyond scriptures, reading any spiritually elevating book, science, philosophy, biography is a Swadhyaya. That's what he said. And one of the greatest thing that I like about Patriji is like, he doesn't recommend to read his books. He recommend to read all the master's book, whether it is a Western or Eastern, Buddha, Jesus. He encourages to read all the master's books and living practice. Swadhyaya is not passive reading, it is active self inquiry, asking how does this wisdom apply to my own life and spiritual growth. So that is a living practice. So why Patriji emphasizes reading books so strong? He says that meditation gives you the experience, which you guys are already experiencing it. So reading gives you the understanding, both together give you the wisdom. That's what he says. And number one point, feeds the intellect. Meditation purifies the consciousness. Reading feeds the intellect with the right knowledge. Without both, growth is one dimensional. It is like what I feel is, especially when we are sending a child to the school, but child goes to the school every day, comes back home, he is getting into the practice of going to the school but not learning anything, not studying anything, right wisdom not knowing. So through the books he'll be able to learn the wisdom. Similarly, when we read the books, we'll be learning the wisdom. So with the meditation, we are purifying ourselves. But we have to plant right seeds in our brain. How do we plant those seeds? By reading the master's book, by reading the right spiritual books. We know how to talk, when to talk. So when the master, for example, autobiography of yogi, or Rampa's Third Eye. So those autobiography books, those are great masters. They have gone through such a great life and they put in all of their journey into one book. So what happens when we read that book? We go through masters' experiences and we are like learning through their experiences. So when we learn through the experiences, we don't have to take another life to experience that life. So basically, it shorten our lifespan, another life, future lifespans. So we are getting the wisdom through one book. So that is the power of Swadhyaya. It removes the ignorance. Most humans suffer. Most human suffering is born of ignorance. Reading is the greatest tool to remove the wrong knowledge and false beliefs. So since childhood, we put in so many misbeliefs in our brain, And through meditation we are releasing all the clutter, all the limiting beliefs in our brain. Now what do we need to do? By reading the books we'll be able to plant a flowers, a garden of new seeds into our brain. A right knowledge, right wisdom will be able to carry forward, put into our brain, and take it into the practice. That happens through the books. And number three, it accelerates meditation. Understanding what happens in meditation through reading master's books deepens and accelerates one own meditative experience. And number four, it connects to masters. Every great book is a live transmission. When you read Ramana Maharshi books, Buddha's teachings, Vivekananda books, their consciousness touches you across time and builds right sankalpa. Reading spiritually elevating literature fills the subconscious with sattvic impressions that guide every action and intention. So, not only in this lifetime, even from the previous lifetimes, we carry so many limiting beliefs, so much all the nonsense, whatever we carried. So, through by reading these books, we develop right sankalpas or right sanskaras. We eliminate all the old stuff and we integrate the new stuff by reading the books. And inspires sharing. A meditator who reads becomes a master. A master who reads becomes a teacher. Reading multiplies your capacity to serve. So how meditation and plus reading completes wisdom. So, Patriji, most central teaching, neither alone is sufficient. He doesn't recommend to meditate or you just meditate, that's enough. He wouldn't say you have to meditate and plus reading. So, why meditation alone, experience without context, may lack intellectual clarity, hard to help others understand. Progress can be slow without right knowledge, energy without direction. Basically, you're consuming lot of energy through meditation. So now you don't know how to direct this energy because you misuse the energy. But when you read the books, the energy flows in the right direction. So when meditation plus reading, when you do that, it's experience plus clear understanding, rapid spiritual acceleration, ability to guide and teach others, sattvic intellect, purified awareness, complete human evolution. And just reading alone also not enough. Not enough actually. It's not sufficient. By reading the books, knowledge without experience, intellectual without spiritual depth may become dry or theoretical, cannot verify wisdom through direct knowing, map without the journey. So, meditation alone, experience without the understanding. Meditation plus reading, wisdom, the goal of Swadhyaya. Reading alone, understanding without the experience. So, he strongly emphasize everyone to meditate and plus reading at least a few pages every day. He recommend to read 1 hour, but I'm saying at least start with a couple of pages every day. So, meditation, he was recommending some books actually, like Ruchita already mentioned, Autobiography of Yogi. He strongly recommended Sri Ramakrishna, Teachings of Ramana Maharshis, Journey of Souls, Many Lives, Many Masters, Bhagavad Gita as it is, Patriji. All there are a bunch of Patriji's books available. Science and Akashic Field, Evan Lazo. So these are all books he was recommending, but there are so many other books. You start with any book that you like, any right spiritual book, whatever you have. Start with that. Every day, 1 or 2 pages after the meditation or before the meditation or during the time, any of your time, like whenever the convenient you have. Just start reading couple of pages every day. So that will keep you you that will keep you on track and you will get into the habit of reading the books. So he recommended meditation, consciousness related books, books on anapanasati, spiritual experience, altered state, the nature of mind, and lives of masters, biographies, enlightened beings, Ramana Maharshi, Buddha, Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, Krishnamurti, Rampa's books he encourages. In fact, Patriji read Rampa book and then he started meditating. He became the master. Ancient scriptures he recommend Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Sutras, Dhammapada, Upanishads. whatever the spiritual book you have, please start reading. And he also encouraged to read related to the science and consciousness, physics, cosmology. So science that confirms spiritual truth, not like not the regular science books that confirms, that promotes the spiritual truth. And Patriji own books, he has written many books. Yeah, please, you can buy it online, so you can get those Patriji books and you can start reading as well. How
You
to
know,
practice.
so the Krishnamurti, he has some videos. It's so complex. Like it just, I heard even yesterday, his talk is very complex, hard to understand.
Mm. So start with the simple books. If they
Yeah,
are complicated, yes, go with the simple books.
I know he's very so good, but it's hard to understand him for
Mm.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why our energies need to be so higher. Our consciousness also need to be so higher to understand such kind of master's wisdom. Yeah, Patriji's books are very simple. Autobiography, yogi. You can start Rampa's books, and there are many spiritual books. Joe Dispenza books also there. There's so many books. So how to practice Svadhyaya? Meditate first and then read. Read with intent to transform. Minimum 1 hour daily. He said 1 hour a daily, but I encourage you to read at least, start with a couple of pages. Underline and reflect and share what you learn with others. Build a personal library. Slowly start. Even I was not a big reader before, but once I started reading, then I realized that, like, how much wisdom each book carries. And, like, it immensely carries so much wisdom, and it completely transforms our life. Read across all wisdom traditions. Do not limit to one tradition. Patriji says all great masters teach the same truth. Read them all and find the common thread. Okay, he says there are some key notes that I put together. Reading about Patriji, whatever he says on the books. Reading good books is the greatest spiritual practice after meditation. A meditator who doesn't read is like a bird with one wing. You need both wings to fly. Books are the greatest gift one human being can give it to another. They carry the consciousness of the master. Read one spiritual book every week. In 1 year, you will have read 52 masters. You will become a master yourself. The purpose of reading is not to fill the head with information, but fill the heart with inspiration. Every great meditator was also a great reader. Every great teacher was first a great student of books. So, what are the 10 benefits of Swadhyaya? Number one, it removes the ignorance, fills the mind with the right knowledge, dissolving fear, superstition, and wrong beliefs, deepens meditation. Understanding master's experiences dramatically deepens your own meditative state. And number three, elevates consciousness. Sattvic books raise your vibrational frequency just as good food raises physical energy. This one I experienced personally. Elevate consciousness after reading one book, or, like, as I'm reading the book, I see that I feel my consciousness is expanding. So you feel the same way once you start reading the books. You realize that how your consciousness is shifting within you, how your life is transforming it. You can self check and clarify the truth. Swadhyaya sharpen viveka, the spiritual ability to discern truth from illusion. So once we are reading the truth, once we are reading the books, you will automatically know that by reading the books what is the truth, what is not truth. When people are saying what is a illusion, what is not illusion, you will be able to clarify within your mind so easily. And builds compassion. Reading the suffering and growth of others naturally develops empathy and universal love. Provides guidance. Books become your 24 by 7 spiritual counselor. Always available, never biased. Accelerates karma burning. Understanding why things happen dissolves reaction and speeds up karma processing. You will know it. Book is like, your map, or like, your wisdom. When some challenge comes into your life, you know how to respond, because you are reading the book, somebody else's master's journey, and you are reading that how the masters are handling. So by reading that, when challenges arises into your life, so you will be able to handle so easily. You don't even feel a pain or worry or anything, because it automatically remember that, okay, this master handle so peacefully. So you will be able to handle your challenges with so peacefully. So that is that you will see, because it burns karma. So you'll be able to face the challenges with ease and prepares you to teach. You cannot give what you don't have. So reading fills your cup so you can fill others. Connects to the collective. Great books are a living like a humanity's accumulated spiritual evolution leads to liberation. Jnana, knowledge, dhyana, meditation, moksha, swadhyaya is the path of jnana. So your daily swadhyaya before world begins, you can read midday spiritual refresh, after lunch or before lunch, during the break times, at least a few pages, 1 or 2 pages. Set a goal, today I will read couple of pages. Study and contemplation, last impression before sleep. Obviously we are doing the meditation, and if you feel like a sleep, but try to make it time, at least morning routine or during the lunch break or evening time. Set a time aside for to read the books, at least 5-10 minutes. So books are the mirrors of the masters. Read every day and you will never be alone. Wisdom will always be your companion. That's what Patriji says. And from my experience, what I learned was, when I'm reading the master's book, especially autobiography of Yogi or other books, the masters, when they are reading itself, they can sense the future. They know what to put in their book. So they're not only sharing the wisdom, they heal us, they guide us for the lifetimes. And they can I cannot emphasize the importance of the reading books, because it completely transforms your life. Each book has its own energy, own wisdom. Every book is different, like us. Like how we are so unique, like every book is so unique. So much wisdom it carries. So please start giving some time to write spiritual books. So I'll take a pause here. If anyone would like to share anything, please welcome to share. Anybody? Or if you are
Book is
reading any
the,
book,
is it the autobiography of Yogi by whom? By
Paramahamsa Yogananda.
uh-huh. There are so many books on it right now. Just I was looking because I've not read that. The which one? There are one with the there are so many books of okay, but okay. Okay, I'll look into that. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Thank you.
yeah. Anyone?
I think there's one more book I've not read. It's a small book, Story of Buddha's Gautama Siddhartha. I think that's supposed to be a very, like, after reading, you have to reflect on your own self. That's what I've not read it, but people have said it's a very good book. Small, thin book, but it's very, very
Mhm.
effective.
Mm.
Satya, this is
Yeah.
Mika.
Yeah.
So, what would you recommend to someone if we have to get them on the whole spiritual journey or meditation who's not aware of this, right? What would you, something light? I mean, I wouldn't, autobiography of a yogi is, I don't know, 300 pages or so, right?
You
So,
can
something
start with
light.
the Patriji's books. Do you have any Patriji's books with you?
I've got, but I would
Yeah,
want
start
something
reading.
more because
No,
I've
start
got and I've
start
read. I'm
reading the
saying if I
Patriji's
have
books if
to
you have.
recommend to a friend, right? If you give them, then they'll say you're trying to get them, inculcate them in a cult or something. So something more
No, it's
generic.
nothing like that.
Yeah.
Something general. Patriji answers. There is one book, Patriji answers. He kept a bunch of questions and answers. Maybe you can recommend that.
Mm.
Any meditation related books.
Satya, also, I think for somebody who, like Mika, you're saying new and doesn't understand meditation that well, Dr. Joe Dispenza has,
Um,
like, you are the placebo. It's one of the simplest, easiest books to read. It is about meditation, about the power of, your mind and how he healed himself.
Mm,
For a beginner, that is literally the perfect book.
mm,
Honestly, because I read it and I was like, wow, and I read it after I started meditating, but even if I would have read it before, that is one book I highly encourage people to read, because that actually angles your mind towards meditation and also the power of mindfulness. So that's a beautiful book.
Ruchita,
thanks.
in the chat, can you write that book name?
Put it in the
Can you
chat.
type it if you don't mind, please?
Of course, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, thank you,
And if you
Ruchita.
can't
That's
read, I
helpful.
think,
Mm,
I mean, although I am not a big fan of audiobooks, but YouTube and audiobooks can also help because um, I think there are apps where you can get a summary and gist of the book if you're not a big reader. I mean, reading, I still feel is the best way because reading gives you the pace and momentum you want to go along, right? In audiobooks, you don't. You have to follow the audio and you have to follow the pace which they are speaking with, right? So, but audiobooks are a good way if people are not big readers, like there there are many audiobooks available. All these books are available in audio too. So
Correct.
yeah,
Thank you, Ankurji. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot to add that. Yes, if you cannot read it, there are in YouTube, there are a bunch of audiobooks available even in your local language. When you're driving, please put it we, especially in California, we have so much traffic everywhere. If you want to go, just put some audiobook, whatever in your local language, if it is more comfortable, and listen to that. That also great, great point, Ankurji. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mihika, you have anything?
no, this is good. Yeah, I agree on audio because some people prefer that, right, while driving or walking. So
Yeah.
I think there's no right or wrong reading or audio as long as you're getting the
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, and I recommend another book, Untold Story of Sita. That
Mm.
is also available in the audio form. Power of Now, all Joe Dispenza books. So many great masters.
yeah.
Joe Dispenza books available. You can get it in the audio. Mm,
I mean, whenever we travel to India, like our most of one part of luggage is full of books because there
Oh,
it's still cheap. So you can always buy. We have to negotiate with each other that how many books we can bring. But that's if you're making an India trip, you can buy books cheaper. Just a good suggestion.
yep, yep. Okay.